Hello, this is Michael Owens with Here Come the Irish, and you're watching the Two Irish Brothers Show. Go Irish.
Tyree. Here's Tyree with the lane. Tyree! Whoa! Can he get there? Tyree at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Notre Dame! Woo! 98 big ones!
How's it going, everyone? I am ND Sean 45, and this is the Two Irish Brothers Show. Now, obviously something's missing. Where's Ben at? It's not exactly two Irish brothers here. Well, simply put, everyone, Ben had something really important that he had to take care of today, and two of our backups, they weren't available either, so I have to go solo here. I know some of you are probably very disappointed in that. But anyway, no worries. Ben will be back sooner rather than later. But anyway, getting down to business here. You guys just saw it in the intro. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe tab in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And especially right now, because we are only 21 or 22 subscribers away from hitting the 500 mark. And as Ben and I have been saying, when we hit the 500 mark, that's when we start doing a contest drawing to give away prizes to you guys, the viewers. So help us get there. And that's just our way of saying thank you to all of you who have stuck with us these past 2 years and have really helped us build us to where we are right now. So can't thank you guys enough. Also, make sure you hit the like or dislike tabs. That helps with the algorithm. And lastly, but certainly not least, in the description box below, there are the links for the 2 travel packages that Ben and I have been helping a couple friends of ours promote. And also, you will find links to every place on social media that Ben and I are. Facebook, Twitter, you name it, it's all there. Whew. So with all that said, let's get right into business. Yesterday's game, another big win for the Irish, 45-33 over the North Carolina Tar Heels. But anyone who watched the game knows this. But to everyone else who didn't see it, don't let that score fool you. This game was not as close as it looked. The Irish dominated the Tar Heels. They did. A lot of the points that North Carolina did get, it was mostly in garbage time, but I'll get to that part in a second. But I got to say this. What a turnaround for the offense. And I don't care who the opponent is. A great performance by the offense in particular, and just overall, both sides of the ball, every aspect of the game. This, hands down, was the best overall performance I've seen all season. And I'd like to think Ben would say the same. But starting first with the offense, Drew Pine, he looked a lot more comfortable out there than he did in the Cal game, and the numbers back that up. He was 24-34, 289 yards and 3 touchdowns, just shy of 300 yards. So great turnaround for him individually. And then looking at the rushing game, I mean, we finally got to see what our three-headed monster can do, especially when they get the push from the offensive line. And it just, all the way down the board, Audric Estime, who hands down was the beast of that running back core, he was like Jerome Bettis out there yesterday. I mean, for real, it was like watching the bus all over again. But he was 17 carries for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was plowing people over. It was incredible. Chris Tyree contributed with 80 yards on 15 carries and 1 touchdown. Logan Diggs, 50 yards on 10 carries, no touchdowns. But, that's all right. As long as you're putting the team in position to score, phenomenal. You're doing your job, or effing job, as Tommy Reese would like to say. But you know what? I still don't care that he said that. Players need to hear that out of one of their coaches. And as for the receiving core, Michael Mayer led the way, 88 yards on 7 catches for 1 touchdown. Lorenzo Styles. Now this is great to see the actual wide receivers get involved here. 69 yards on 5 catches for 1 touchdown. Then Logan Diggs and Chris Tyree contributing out of the backfield. Logan Diggs had 1 touchdown with 65 yards on 3 catches. Chris Tyree, no touchdowns, but he still had 24 yards on 4 catches. So a nice go-to performance out of the backfield. And even Jaden Thomas getting in on the action, 2 catches for 24 yards. Braden Lindsey, a pretty rough day for him, 12 yards on 2 catches. But there's progress as a group here. There is. The numbers bear that out. And I don't care what kind of defense it is, whether it's a good defense or a pretty bad defense like North Carolina is, you have to be able to capitalize. And that's what this group did. But I got to say, though, what it all boils down to is we had a lot of uncertainties when Buckner went down and Drew Pine became the starter. He had a very rough first half in the Cal game, but that second half he turned it up, and he's been doing well ever since. And in yesterday's game, it was kind of the same thing, but they got it going in the first half in that second quarter when it was 7-0 North Carolina after one, but then that Irish offense finally kicked it up, and the Drew Pine got comfortable, and that comfort trickled down to everybody else on the offensive line, receivers, running backs. And when you have that key guy in your offense being the quarterback, when he's comfortable, I mean, yeah, that's the kind of effect that you want to have. He's comfortable, everyone else is comfortable. And so yeah, coming into this game, I think my score projection was 30-20. And when I'm wrong and we score more than that, more than what I predict, I'm a very happy fan. So I hope we can keep doing this all season long and that we keep getting better and better and better. Because if we get to a point where Drew Pine is able to have these kind of performances all the time, maybe even crack the 300-yard mark, throw a few more touchdowns, I couldn't be any more happier than that, as long as we're getting the W. And I don't care if, and that's another thing too. He was throwing downfield a lot more yesterday, because so many people in our fan base were complaining about the little 5-yard, nickel and dime type stuff. Well, if that's what's working, then who cares? I just want to see this offense move down the field and score touchdowns. But no, he did a phenomenal job with everything. And also, I got to give the offensive line credit. They finally stepped up yesterday. They got the push up front, opened the holes for the running backs, gave Drew Pine time to throw the ball, time to get comfortable, and only 1 sack allowed. That phenomenal improvement. But hey, we're only 4 games in. We got 8 more to go here. So we got to keep getting better. We got to feed off of this and just keep that momentum going. Now, I guess yesterday, if there was one thing I had to say that I was disappointed in, was the points we gave up in garbage time. Yes, I know it's garbage time, but I don't, like I said at the start of the video, that score is not as close as it looked. We dominated this game, and I don't like seeing our defense get a little laxed. I don't like you play until the scoreboard says 0. And there's no excuse that, even like when Audric Estime fumbled going into the end zone, it was a touchback. I think this happened after that, but we gave up a 64-yard touchdown pass. And I'm not expecting perfection here or anything, but that's unacceptable. And I think any coach will say the same thing. Garbage time or not, you play until the scoreboard reads all 0s. And so I think we got a little too lax, a little too lazy. That's really the only thing I'm disappointed in. But overall, a great performance. Now I don't like seeing this. And again, this all goes back to not the entire game, but a lot of it in garbage time. Drake May, he passed for 301 yards and 5 touchdowns on us. And that's not something you like to see. But again, can't say it enough, in garbage time, but you still play hard even if it is garbage time. And the good news, though, out of our defense is we kept their running game in check. I mean, let's see the overall stats here. Yeah, we gave up 300 yards passing, but in the running game, we only gave up 66 yards. I mean, phenomenal job up front. They did everything that Ben and I thought that they should do, getting that pressure on the quarterback and shutting the running game down, and they did just that. What was also nice to see is we finally got our first turnover, forcing the fumble. And so what more can you really ask for? Just fix up those small little things at the end. And other than that, this was an overall great game for the Irish. We are now back at 500 at 2-2, and we come into a much deserved bye week should give us a chance to really get some rest, keep getting better, and really in a way still trying to figure out the overall identity of this team, because we're not quite there yet. But we saw some good flashes out of Drew Pine, out of the running game, the defensive front seven. Just my thing is with, like I said, with as good as our defensive backfield is, you shouldn't be giving up 5 touchdowns and 300 yards, and you shouldn't be getting laxed at the end. But I'll get over that, believe me. So with that said, everyone, this was a great win for the Irish. One disappointing thing that I'm seeing from the voters in the polls is they need to get over the Marshall loss and take a look at the progress that we've made since then, because I think it's a joke that we're not getting any votes at all, but yet North Carolina still is, and we just dominated them yesterday. So that part's a joke. But yeah, come on, get over it. We are making progress. And any Notre Dame fan that has actually complained about yesterday, I'm going to quote what John from Always Irish was talking about. We don't want you kind of people in our circle. We're true fans. You're not. And if you're not going to be a true fan and just complain, then get the hell out. Kind of like what George Steinbrenner of the Yankees, a plaque that he had on his desk for many years. Lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way. Best way to put it. So with that said, folks, great game out of the Irish. We're 2-2. Things are starting to click. Much needed bye week coming up next week. So with that said, just to let everybody in on what's going on. Obviously, since it's a bye week, there's no preview. Ben and I will probably next Sunday maybe do the preview. We got to talk about all this yet. But for the rest of this week, Tuesday, if he's able to do it, Ben will do his top 25 pick, the little segment that he does. Thursday night, I'll be doing the live stream as I have been doing for the past couple weeks, and it's officially going to be called the Notre Dame Football Power Hour. And my co-host from this point on, unless there's a special guest or if Ben's able to do it at some point, my special co-host will be Ryan from Wicked Bronco Productions. So be on the lookout for that. And then also there will be another video posted this week, which is a little surprise for you guys and for those also to introduce some of the newcomers to this channel, some of the stuff that Ben and I have done. So be on the lookout for that. And with that said, everyone, for my buddy Irish Benjamin 57, I am ND Sean 45. And as we always say, God bless, good night, and go Irish.